Okay, hey Jem, how are you doing?
I'm back. A bit of a headache though.
Oh,
Don't,
really?
yeah, I think it's just I've not drank enough.
You've
Well,
got
I've
your
got
proof
my
there.
yogi tea here, but it's a women's balance one.
Oh, wow, that sounds really good.
It's not a tranquilizer for women. It's just a balancing hormone one.
I think we need some of that.
You do.
So tonight's topic is our reactions to other people's unloving behaviour. So like when someone's mean or nasty,
Yeah,
um, and we wanted to talk about this because it's something that we both struggle with in different ways, though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how would you say you normally react, Jen, when someone's unloving towards you?
I don't know. It's weird now. Like I never used to react so badly, but now I tend to just really get quite sort of snappy, like, because I think
Okay.
how dare you talk to me like that, like I've not done anything to deserve to be treated like that. So it's like I
Yeah.
feel like
Like
disgusted.
anger.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so previously you never felt that anger or
No,
not?
for years I didn't. I'd probably suppress it and just be like, oh god, I don't know, like say I had a boss that was a bit, like not very nice.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wouldn't say anything back. I'd just sort of suppress it and then be dead upset, like, or inside.
Okay. Okay. And would you do that in relationships as well, like close relationships, or just at
Yeah, at
work,
the beginning I would, yeah, and then I'd just flip
let loose?
and think, right, I've had enough of this. Yeah, I've had enough of this. I'm saying something. Yeah, but
I'm a
yeah,
bit opposite to that. So when someone's unloving to me, I literally want to run away. Like I don't want to be anywhere near
oh
them. So
yeah, I'm not like that, am I?
run
No.
away. But sometimes if it's like at work, for example, and someone's being mean or patronizing, like when someone's
Yeah,
being
yeah.
patronizing, it
Oh
really gets to me. And I find it quite difficult to manage and deal with. And I used
yeah,
to cry, so I'd swallow my feeling, I'd
yeah,
swallow it. Like I'd be aware that they were being
yeah. They're
patronizing.
being nasty. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
then I'd go into the bathroom and I'd just cry.
See, it's funny because I did feel like crying. I'd feel like crying, and then I'd be like, "How dare they make me feel like that?" And then I'd just be angry. So I'd make the anger take over because I was embarrassed of being upset.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd get embarrassed. I was upset because I found that used to make them do it more.
If
Like they
you
could get
cry,
away with
yes.
it. Yeah,
See, I never cry in front of the person. Not because I don't want them to see me cry, but because I feel like I have so much to let out, like
yeah.
so many
Like
tears
this.
that they're gonna be like, what? So I just go in the toilet and like even if it's with a friend or if I don't do it in front of them because I feel like I can't fully let my tears out in front of other people. And
Yeah,
like say if I'm in, if it's my friend and they're consoling me or something
mm,
and I'm telling
yeah.
them like this bad thing happened, but if it's face to face with the person, I feel like I don't want to, I don't feel comfortable. I guess it's because I don't feel safe in their presence at that
Yeah,
moment.
probably because I think that's probably why. Because if I'm crying, then I've gone past anger. So
Yes.
I'm like the opposite. Like I've gone past, and then that's when I'm absolutely like devastated.
Yeah, okay, okay. And that's when you like release it after you've been angry and then you like you
Yeah, but I might be a
finally
bit of both at the same time, angry and upset.
yeah,
It's
okay.
like all mingled into one. Because something, it's weird we're talking about this today because I've been going in the post office for about,
Yeah.
it must be going on about 5 years, if not more than that, like virtually every other day. Right, so I know them in the post office, but this particular post office is inside like a shop, you know, like a convenience store.
Yeah.
So I've been going in since all this corona stuff going on, and I'm very particular about, obviously not jobs worthy, but about doing the rules. But I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'd be devastated if I did it wrong, because I don't want attention drawn to me.
Yeah.
So I walked in, someone had held the door, and I've got a bag of stuff, and my stuff that I mail's already been paid. So I'm going in, and I'm on my spot, you know, where they put all the markers down. So I'm doing what I've been doing for the last 3 months. And someone came up to me in own clothes and said, "You need to get out the shop." So I thought, why? What have I done? And at first I thought, oh shit, has she mistook my identity? Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell's going on? And then she was like, "You need to get out the shop." So I said, why? And she went, because there's a sign on the door and there's rules of this place. And if you're in the post office queue, you're supposed to be outside, stood outside. So I said, "Well, I've been coming for ages." And she went, "You need to get out." So I was like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I actually have already paid for my stuff, so I tend to just drop it. And I'm only queuing out of courtesy, really, because I've already paid to, you know, they're already paid for mail drop." Well, she won't let me do that. And I got kicked out of the shop. And I said, "Well, where does it say that we're supposed to be doing this?" And she said, "On the sign." And I looked, and it was like a little A5 sign. I said, "Well, no one can see that." And she banned me. She's banned me from the shop.
Oh wow.
I literally saw red. Like, I was livid, and it was because I was embarrassed. Hang on, I've got someone at the door.
It's a little one.
It's Kai.
It's
Kai. Come and say hi.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I will do. We're live.
You're on TV.
He's gone now. I knew to get rid of it. I'll put it in. He wants 30p in his account, apparently. I thought the only time I don't tell him, he just pops up. So yeah, so I literally felt embarrassed, because I thought, how dare she bring attention towards me? And everyone was like looking, and I was just asking a simple question, and now I'm completely banned from going to the shop.
That sounds a bit extreme though. It sounds like she was obviously in her wounded self, like she was trying to control the situation.
Yeah, like she was stressed out or something.
Yeah, because that's a very extreme measure to take, when she could have just asked you to like step outside the shop, because
because it wasn't like I was asking something unusual, because obviously I have been going in there for years, and for the last 3 months or whatever it is, I've been on the spot and whatever. And she kept saying, "Well, everyone else hasn't got a problem with it." I said, "No, I've not got a problem with it. I just didn't know. Like, I wouldn't have done it. I didn't see the sign." And I said, "I don't think anyone's going to see the sign." And she said, "Everyone can see the sign." And then I noticed, as I was talking to her outside, that the loads of people going in and doing the same thing as me. So she started barging in and kicking them out of the shop. And they were all like, and this guy, about mum and dad's age, said, "We're not mind readers, love." And then she's going, "Oh, I'm just doing my job. So yeah, you're right. She was panicking, wasn't she? Like, just completely dealing with it. Yeah.
Because she couldn't, because you just came in and she's like, "You're not supposed to be here." And
yeah, because it was like, I was thinking, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah. So what happened afterwards? How did you feel afterwards? Like when she...
I was fucking fuming.
You were fuming?
Are we allowed to swear on it? I was absolutely livid.
And then but how did you like get back to normal, to like readjust yourself? And
I just thought, bloody hell, I've been banned from the bloody post office. I rang up the post office, the people that own it. He said that he's never heard anything like it. He said he didn't know about this rule, and that just to go in the next day as normal and just act like nothing's happened. And I did, and she was in there and clarified that I was banned.
Oh wow.
So I've just been going like to the other post office, but I just thought, I just sort of I've just had to suck it up. What can I do?
Yeah, there's nothing, and that's the thing. Like if you get angry, then you're only trying to control her.
Yeah,
Not
she
trying
was
to
digging her
control
heels right
you.
in. Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's nothing you can do about her banning you. Like that's just it. That's the only thing you
At
can
first, I
do.
thought that she can't do that, but apparently the rule in convenience stores, certain ones, they can ban anyone for no reason at all. That's the rule. So she has actually got the power, so she used it.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, that's what they said at head office.
Wow. Okay.
So there's nothing really but I can do. But yeah, I was thinking, I was faced with that. And obviously I've gone in thinking, oh God, I've got so many things to do. I just want to get in and out. And I get that coming at me. And it's just like, just the wrong place at the wrong time, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
It's hard as well to stay in your, like, to stay sort of centered and balanced when someone comes at you, especially when you're in like a tense, sort of anxious feeling anyway.
Yeah, because I don't want to be out. I don't want to be in that. I wouldn't go in that particular store. I think it's a rubbish store. It sells rubbish, and I don't think I wouldn't be in there if it wasn't for having to go in. So I feel like peeved off that I've got to go in there. Anyway, it's the closest one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really difficult though to deal with other people when they're like that in your.
They're heightened with stress as well.
And they're in their wounded self. Like for me, when someone else is angry, not really a stranger, like if it was that woman, I don't think I'd be as bothered. It doesn't really affect me as much when it's a stranger, but say it's like my mom or my partner or my friends, and they're not being necessarily unloving, but they're kind of in the wounded self and the angry, the snappy. And
yeah, it's funny because I think I'm the opposite, Kels, because I think I get more peeved with, like, I have less tolerance for strangers. Like,
interesting. Yeah, because
I'm used to them being all angry and moaning and drama and stuff.
It affects me. Like I think as well because it's more when I want to talk to them and I'm like, there's something they're not available to speak to in a normal conversation because clearly angry and wound up or upset or whatever. And it makes me feel a bit sad.
Like a bit rejected.
Rejected, but I think it's because I'm taking their mood, if you want to call it, personally.
Like it's your fault.
And I've really had to teach myself not to take it personally and really, when it happens and I start to get upset, that upset feeling is coming from me taking their behavior personally. And it's not even about me because then they come up to me and they're like, I'm sorry for being in the mood before. I don't know what was wrong with me. And I know it's nothing to do with me, but it's hard in the moment.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to not take it personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I tend to take it. I think it's probably because I'm quite, I don't know. I feel like I'm quite private, so I don't like really being approached by people. And I like to just go about my business. And minding my own business. So when I get sort of someone in my face, I think I get a bit, what?
Yeah.
Human anyway. I tried to be polite because at first I thought it was, just a blunt comment, but then I realised, oh, this is bloody ridiculous.
And what about if it was like a family member, for example? How do you normally react if they're being unloving?
Well, close family, like close people, like partners and stuff, then I would be more sensitive. But if it's like, say, sister or brother or mum, I'd just be like, oh, whatever, see you later. Wouldn't even water off a duck's back.
So you wouldn't take it personally at all? No? Okay.
About this.
And what if it was a partner?
Yeah, I'd probably take it, like, feel like, oh God, maybe it's me. Might get sensitive about that.
Okay, it's a bit more closer to home.
I'm sorry, but I can't talk.
Is that Kai?
Yep. I don't think it's registering or he's listening to what I'm saying, that it's live. Right, done it.
Okay.
I don't get a minute's peace in this house.
You've transferred 30p?
Quid.
30 quid?
No, a quid, a £1. I couldn't be bothered writing 30.
Okay.
Sorry about that, girls. I'll be having a word later.
So yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's challenging to deal with people's unloving behaviour, but I find it, one of the things that I've really learned is to not take it personally.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's never about us. If someone, because I know if I'm unloving or I'm in a mood, or if I think, for example, the other person's done something, and I'm reacting to them, that's about me. They are being unloving, but me being back or being, not nice back is about me.
Then I get angry because I think, oh God, why did I just sort of retaliate? Because it doesn't make you feel good, does it?
No, and because it's not loving to you, because you're being mean to someone. So how is that being loving to you? It's not, and it's
not actually helping the situation, because people are just like that, and they always think they're right, don't they, when they're angry?
Yeah, exactly. And it's about, there's a quote actually, I can't remember exactly, but it's about something about not wanting to be right. What is it? I can't remember. I'll find it later and I'll put it in the chat.
Find that, Kels, because I want to know that.
It's something about like, if you want to be, it's about relationships. If you want to be married, you can't always want to be right, or something like that.
Never right.
It's true, because if
it's
you're
probably a male, that movie.
You're not like. But when you're in that moment where you're literally thinking, I'm right, that is your wounded part. Because that is,
who cares really if you're right or wrong? I mean,
not about being
where's
right.
it going? It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And even if someone's being mean to you, you getting angry at them is like, you're doing the same thing. You're being unloving back to them. So you can't be unloving back and shout at them for being unloving when you're doing exactly the same thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then it just becomes just a little battle, doesn't it? Of the battle of is it the wills, or battle of the who's right?
Yeah, it's like a power struggle.
Power struggle, that's it.
Between the two. But one of the things that I've found really helpful is to not take it personally, and also to take like a break, kind of like a 10-minute break, like a step away, because as soon as I'm in that moment, say for example, my partner is in a mood, or he's snappy, or just the energy of it is not normal, like it's a bit.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Cray. And like, not aim. It doesn't even have to be aimed at me, but I know that the vibe is weird, and I feel like a bit. He's not available to speak to right now because he's not in a good mood. Then, for me, that gives me like that sort of fight or flight reaction, and I start to shut down and go into like protective mode, because people's anger, it for some reason makes me feel like I need to protect myself when someone's really angry.
So is that the way? So that's a way of protecting expecting, but then say like with me, I'd feel I have to come at them with the same sort of tone to make
So
sure
it's
they're
the
not going
fight
to
or flight. So you obviously go into full on
I
fight
fight.
mode, and I go into full on flight mode. So for
Mode.
me, I need to learn to stay, and to stay there, and you need to learn to kind of pull back a little bit. But so what I do is I'd usually go to the bathroom wherever I am. If I'm in a restaurant, I'll go to the bathroom. In my house, I'll go to the bathroom because usually there's no one there. And I just sit on the toilet and I do very deep breathing. Like I don't know if you've ever had singing. I think you've had singing lessons where they tell you to breathe from your diaphragm.
It's probably a bit like is it pranayama? It's like a breathing. That might be more yoga.
What they call it? I don't know.
All on the same thing, isn't it?
It's probably similar, but in singing they tell you to always breathe from your diaphragm. So I do that, and it just literally calms me down straight away. And then I feel, then I talk to myself and I say, okay, Kels, like, don't take it personally because it's not about you. And then I come back out and I'll be around whoever it is that that I didn't want to be around, and I feel fine. But I think it's essential to take that break away from them.
Even 0 to 100.
Like even if you're in an argument with someone, say you are directly, I think it's good to just say, you know what, let's take a time out, and I'll be here, but I'm just gonna go in the other room and calm down, and then we can come back and talk about it properly and when we're in our right minds.
That's it, isn't it? Because otherwise it just ends up escalating and everyone's just sort of saying things then, and then it gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse and worse.
Exactly, because it's like part of your brain shuts off. And you go into like survival mode. So if you're arguing, you're not. I know people say, you wouldn't say what comes out of your mouth is truth or whatever, and it might have a little bit of truth to it, but I do feel like you're not in your right mind when you're having a full
because you're trying to hurt. Like you usually when you're saying stuff like you're just trying to hurt, aren't you? Because you just kind of make them feel how you're feeling.
Not your true. It's not coming from your true self. It's coming from that wounded part, which isn't even who you are. And that's just the like protective part. So I definitely think that having that little time out is essential. I think if you're, if someone is being unloving and then you go into reaction, especially if you go into fight mode, because that is when you need to like step away.
I had to in my family. I would have got swallowed when I was growing up.
It does come from though, like family, like your childhood as well, because it's what you're used to and also what you were taught. Like
what I've observed and stuff. What's going on? You think, oh right, okay. It's like
that's how you protect yourself. That's how you stay safe. And I learned that to protect myself was to run away, was to be alone and stay on my own, to stay safe. And I think as well, it's hard if you're in a relationship, because if you're with someone who's a fighter, then you're both fighting together. But if you're with someone who runs, then it creates a disconnection as well. But
it does,
because even though you're not actually being argumentative, you're still distant, because you might be in the same house, but emotionally you like checked out. You're
still being nasty to each other. You're just doing it in a passive aggressive way. But sometimes I suppose when I'm angry with someone like that, I can do, and then next minute I'll turn on subconsciously. It'll be the passive aggressive time now. When everything's calm, that it's like, well, you can't really carry on shouting forever, can you? So
your voice will go.
But it is subconscious, isn't it? Like, where you think, I'll show you.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, it is, and it's
because
like,
you're not actually listening to what's really happening. You're not looking at what's happening. You're just trying to win still, aren't you?
yeah, and you're not thinking about what is the most loving outcome
that's it.
for
Yeah,
both of you.
yeah,
You're just
loving.
thinking, well, I want to win.
Yeah. I just don't want to feel. I don't even know whether people want to win or whether they just don't want to feel wrong. Like, like it's not like they want to win something. They just don't want to be like.
Yeah, but because
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, because if you think about it, if you're wrong, then that means that they're right. And that means, do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's wrong, then that means someone has to be right, and it means the other person's right. And then that makes you vulnerable. Whereas if you're right,
because you think right.
Yeah, you're like, I'm right. Whereas when you feel wrong, you feel like they're more powerful. So it's like a fear thing. It's like, if I'm right, then I'm more powerful and I'm not going to get hurt.
Yeah, that's it. It's that righteous right and wrong thing where you just think, you feel like powerless.
Yeah, but it's not even about right or wrong, because really, if I remember once, a few years, or a long time ago now, me and my best friend, one night we were out and she flipped at me. Like, she absolutely flipped, and we'd never had a full-on argument, like little tips, but never a full argument. And basically she thought I'd done something and I hadn't actually done it, but she was so angry that she just flipped, and it was, like, really nasty and blah blah blah. And then the next day, and I was just like in shock, because I didn't know what to say, and I'm the fighter, so I don't attack back. I'm just sat there like don't know what to say. So the next day she messaged me and she was like, I understand if you don't want to speak to me ever again, I totally understand, I was wrong, I was really out of order. And I just rang her and I was like, listen, I don't care, I know you were upset, and I don't care, that's not you, that's not the real you were upset and you were angry, and I'm not going to not talk to you because of that. And I could have gone the other way. I could have been like, you were wrong, like, how dare you talk to me like that. But I think that I didn't want to, because she's my best friend and I care about her, and I understood that she was angry in that moment, and it wasn't her normal behavior. It's not like she's a narcissistic person. It was just in that moment, at that time, she did something, she was a bit mean, but it was completely
I think
up to me to decide whether I went one way or the other way, or whether I was loving back, whether I was brought my wounded self back.
That's it, isn't it? We need to all be a bit more aware of how we're behaving, because I think I look now and I think, well, because I keep thinking, should I just go in the post office and just bloody storm in anyway, and just and I'll just go in anyway. What's she gonna do? But then I'm thinking, nah. So I've gone to my lovely, nice post office in the town centre, and I've had a nice, peaceful day, and I'm just going to go there every time now. So it's little things like that. We've got to sort of not be the bigger person, but for ourselves do what's loving for us, haven't we? Not just thinking, they've won, they've kicked me out of the shop, and they've done this or they've done that.
It might, say for example, that was the only post office you could go to, and you had to do that for your work, like you couldn't go to any other, then it's obviously not loving to be like, I'm just never going to go to the post office again, because you can't do your job if you don't go. So it depends on the situation as to what's loving, but you're right, in your situation, you don't have to go to that post office, you don't have to see that woman, there's another one, and you don't just be, yeah, you might want to prove her wrong. You might want to be like, oh, well, I can beat you. But again, that is your wounded self talking, and it's not really going to make you feel good. Whereas going to this new post office, it's probably much nicer, and you can go there and you won't have to deal with this person who's, you know, being mean. Then that is definitely more loving to you, and you probably know that it's right because you can probably feel it, can't you?
That's, I know it's right, but then I think it's just something to do with maybe like years ago I probably wouldn't have thought much of it. Probably wouldn't have happened as the way it did though, because I probably would have just done as I was told and walked out the shop like a pleb and stood there not knowing why. I wouldn't have asked why. And I think over the years it's just become, you get fed up of sort of certain treatments, don't you? And then it's like you become pained, and then you start retaliating sort of, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help the situation.
It doesn't, because if the other person is not there, like they're not there, do you know what I mean? Like they're not willing to, they can't hear you when they're like that. When she's like in a wounded self, she can't actually hear what you're saying. So it would have been, say for example, if the person was telling you to get out, and then when you said, oh, but why, then she kind of calmed down a bit and had a conversation, then I think that's fine. I think it is, you are right to ask why do I have to go like that? But when that person continues to be in the wounded self, there's nothing you can do.
I realised there was nothing I could do, but then what happened, I popped into my wounded self then because I was embarrassed because other people were listening and watching, and I was embarrassed because I'd felt like
the shame.
So that's what had happened, and then all hell broke loose.
What do you usually do then to get back into your, like, get back balanced if someone's been unloving and you've kind of reacted in maybe not a loving way?
I justify it in my head because I think, oh well, they've done it to me. They've done this to me.
Even after like a while?
Even after what, Cal?
Like after a while, like once you've calmed down, would you still justify it, or would you
calm down and then I get railed up again? A bit mad. Not obviously that mad, but I'm thinking, But then if someone said, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have maybe done, and then I'd probably I'd be like, oh, right, okay. And then, or I might say sorry first, but then they might still not be, you know, because if it's two people that are both similar.
But also if your apology is, sometimes your apology can be used as a way to get them to act nice. You know what I mean? And then they'll feel that and be like,
that snub it.
They'll know, they'll feel it, and go into resistance, like she's trying to control me, she wants me to be different, and I don't want to be different.
When they've not calmed down yet, or vice versa, or whatever.
Exactly, still in like fight or flight mode.
Because like my mum tends to do that. She'll have a blazing row, say God knows what, anything that pops into her head, and half an hour later, hiya, do you want anything from Tesco? Do you want to go for a coffee? This was before COVID. What? So there's that, isn't there? And then you're like, hang on a minute, I'm even bloody sorry. I'm sorry. But I end up just thinking, oh, right, whatever. But I think what happens is then people like that, they do it again and again and again, and then in the end you end up getting so that's why we all need to take a check back and think it's not, we've got to look at how we're behaving as well, haven't we?
But also it's not to put yourself in an unloving, it's not loving to you to put yourself in an unloving situation. So if you have like a family member or a friend or a partner who is consistently being unloving, then there's an issue. because that's not normal behaviour. That's
and then
more
ignoring it and pretending it's not happened, and then it happens again and again and again.
That's like personality. They've got like a personality disorder or narcissistic or something, because that's not normal. Everyone has to slip up now and again.
Or when they're upset.
But to consistently be mean and unloving like every week is not, that's not normal. So we can't, I think we have to take responsibility for our reactions, but we also have to decide what's loving for us. And if there's someone, you know, who's being consistently unloving to us in our lives, then it's not loving for us to stay around them. And that's
because it's unpredictable.
Like when you would get angry because you're like, why are they not changing? But they're not changing because that is who they are. They've got something wrong with their personality.
And we keep going back, so obviously they're like, oh, well, what's the problem?
Because they just think, well, I'm doing it, you're taking it, so it's fine.
And I've said sorry, so what's your problem?
Or
oh, you're still going on about it been 5 minutes ago. Something like that. So I suppose so. We've just got to I know, it's weird. Reactions is a weird one, isn't it?
It's really hard because you can't, any reaction that you have to someone like anger or getting really upset or anything like that is usually a form of control, because you don't want that person to be mean to you, so you're trying to control them. And even me running away is my way of controlling the situation.
Because you think outside they can't do anything.
Can't do anything, and that's my way of controlling it, by running away. And your way
is antagonise the situation, can't it?
What was that, Jen?
That can antagonise a situation as well, can't it? You know, when
some people really. I used to know a couple, and the guy always didn't want to talk when they had an argument. He was like, no, I don't want to talk, blah, blah, blah. And she would go in like, no, I want to speak to you now, don't leave this, we need to talk now. And he would go further away, because obviously when someone's being angry at me, I would do the same thing if someone was coming at me with a load of anger, and it would just completely ignite the situation, because she wanted to talk about it and he didn't. But she was trying to control him. He was trying to control the situation by running away, but she was trying to control him from running away by shouting at him, which is just making it a complete mess.
It is a difficult one. So it's maybe something we need to have a think about, and maybe bring this topic up again another time as well, like to see what we can, you know. Maybe I think it's definitely something that we have to work on, like every day. And it's just about becoming aware, because I don't know about you, Jen, but when I know when I'm being reactive, it's like my throat closes. It's like my whole body. I suppose I do get adrenaline pumping.
So I think that's the first step, to be aware that you're reacting to someone's, because it's like 1 minute you can be fine, and then all of a sudden you just shut down, and it's because someone's being unloving around you. Or even it might not even be at you, it could be like, say your parents are having an argument in the house, and all of a sudden you were fine 1 minute and then you just feel like completely shut down. So I think the first step is really to become aware of whether you're open or closed. And it's definitely, that is something that you need to work on.
And
just
I think
like
reactions,
just being aware.
Do you think that reactions can sometimes be like when we're already sort of a bit in our wounded self that day or something, and then we get triggered? So it's a trigger. Like, you know, obviously it's a trigger, but I mean, like, it's more likely that you're going to react in a unprofessional, not unprofessional, what's the word,
unloving, uncaring,
or an unloving way
Yeah.
if you're already feeling a bit wounded or
Yes.
a bit triggered,
Yeah.
a bit down.
So when when I'm quite calm, for example, and I'm not triggered, I'm like just normal level, balanced, peaceful, and open, my heart's open, I'm just peaceful. You know, when you just feel peaceful.
Yeah.
And someone is unloving or in a mood or whatever. Yeah, it wouldn't bother me as much, because I'd be so peaceful that I'd be aware, and I'd be able to like sort of take those couple of seconds to realize that it's not about me, it's about them, and not take it personally. But when you're already anxious, when I'm anxious, that's when the reactions come quicker. So if I'm at work, for example, I'm already stressed, so I'm already, my level of anxiety is like here already, and then someone says you did this wrong in a patronizing way, or start shouting at me, then I go up here. Who do you think you are? But if my anxiety, if I'm here, if I'm peaceful, and someone at work says, oh, you know, starts shouting at me or saying you did something wrong or whatever, I'll be like, oh, okay. You know, I'll take it on board. I'll say, what did I do wrong? And I'll be calm and I'll respond.
Not internalizing it.
So you're right. It does depend on, I mean, for me anyway, I don't know, what about you, Jen? Do you notice that?
Well, that's why I reacted then like that, because I thought, oh, the hell do you think you bloody are? I'm busy.
Yeah,
like a million things on my mind, and I was in a rush, and I was trying to add stuff to do, and the last thing I wanted to do was be in there longer than I had to be. Plus I was freezing as well, and when you're freezing and I couldn't get warm, and I had like a big coat on and stood outside like that, we were shivering. So that was loads of the stuff was like happening at that moment. So that reaction was
that's why I think taking the time out is really good. Like, and doing the breathing is really good. It really, I
know helps. I'm going to start doing some more breathing. I'm actually might even be doing a course soon, pranayama course.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to
put some stuff on the journey.
Yeah, I'll put some stuff on the journey about it, because it's really good, and it brings like, you know, all your nervous system and everything, and everything's all connected, isn't it? That's what I'm finding out anyway. So
amazing. Yeah, definitely
it's all connected, because people say, don't they, calm down, breathe. You know, when people are stressed, and you're like, breathe.
It's because so I notice it when I'm running as well. So when I breathe in my mouth when I run usually, and I'm breathing like this. So it's here, it's breathing from here, but when I breathe through my nose, it breathes from here. And you can feel it. So when I run and I breathe through my nose, I feel like I can run for longer. Whereas when I'm breathing like this, I can't get my breath, because I'm like, it's just coming from such a small area.
It's all your tense, like, you know, your tenseness. But basically the neti pots as well, you know, for your breath, clears out your nose and everything. So we'll put some info on the group about that, and about
post it definitely.
It's really, really, really good, and it helps with every part of our life. It's not even just like yoga or, you know, exercise or whatever. And doing a lot of research on mouth breathers as well, you know, and stuff like when people breathe through the mouth. And but we can train ourselves. So it's really interesting. So.
Well, have you got anything else to say, Jem?
No, I've got a banging headache. I don't know why.
Oh no, you need to get some more tea.
I don't know what's wrong. But
well, we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Next week. We don't know what topic we're doing yet, but we will pick it shortly, and we'll post it on the Instagram group. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us. It's journey_to_inner truth. I think that's right. So follow us on there, because we post like when we're doing our talks and things like that, and different like quotes and things for the topic of that week. So yeah, join us on there, and we will be back next week on Thursday, hopefully a bit earlier, sorry we're late tonight. But yeah, we'll be back soon.
Okay.
All right, bye guys.